practice tutorial 6 good 8.
Hello, my name is Shadi Gadal and this presentation will focus on the Dubai Creek Tower. Myself, Kelvin, Pretty, William and Tom will discuss the context of the Dubai Creek Tower in addition to the cash flow statements, provide financial valuation and finally a recommendation on whether the project should be developed. The Dubai Creek Tower is a project that focuses on developing and growing Dubai's social and economic prosperity, and the main factors influencing the construction is massive and infrastructure, which includes improvements to quality of life, access to tourist attractions, addressing capacity problems, provide environmental and sustainability initiatives to the areas that need amplifying in that region. Its intention of being a national asset long term does currently highlight a problem in this project, found in the overall project delivery schedule. This is to be extended and can have a substantial impact on the project cost and engineers' ability to set for margins. For example, COVID-19 has impacted the construction of the tower, with businesses having been shut down. Ordering supplies has become a difficult event that has impacted the schedule in completing the tower.
Hey, this is Preeti. I'll walk you through the company's financial status in this slide and later on talk about how this subject helped me understand the concepts of identifying the projects and the methodologies I used. I have shown the company's financial table as a whole. From this table, the debt management analysis estimates that 47% of this company's assets come from the debt financing, even before taking the Dubai Creek project. But the risk of the company is minimal since it's below 0.5. Liquidity tells us the MR is capable of repaying its liabilities without any external support like putting extra loans or anything like that. So the profit MR receives after taking this project for every $1 sale has reduced to 21 cents compared to 2015, which was 33 cents for every $1. But as an overall review from all these analyses, we can say that the company has established a pretty stable status. Now I would like to pass it on to William to talk about the cash flow statements. Thanks.
Emaar Properties has publicly available income release statements and annual reports from years 2015 to 2018. Although there is plenty of detailed information about the company's financials, limited information on specific financials of the Dubai Creek Tower development were available. Because of this, assumptions were made when developing an estimation for the project's net cash flow. Split into investing activities, operating cost, and financial benefit, the basis of the cash flow statement for the Dubai Creek Tower project was developed using values taken from a project of a similar size, the Burj Khalifa development. Specifically, we assigned estimates for material and labour costs from the Burj Khalifa development and scaled them into the capital cost of our own project. Furthermore, the basis of the operating cost was built off yearly electrical and water usage values taken from the Burj Khalifa development. We then applied the average cost of electricity per kilowatt and cost of water per gallon to determine the total value. Key benefits of the Dubai Creek Tower development were well defined by Emaar Properties and categorised as more revenue, property leasing, and hospitality and tourism benefits. Adjusted for the scale of the project, the values for each of these categories were estimated as 20% of the mall's revenue of the whole company, average rental price annually multiplied by leasing opportunities offered by the project, and 20% of hospitality revenue of the whole company.
Hi everyone, my name is William and I'll be going through the project evaluation. So I've calculated the following viability indicators using Excel. To begin with, the net present value of the project was calculated to be over 160 million, which is a positive number. This indicates that the discounted present value will be positive for all future cash flows and therefore will be profitable. The payback period estimates the time required to recover the money invested in a project. Companies typically aim for shorter payback periods as the risk is lower. The calculated static payback period is 12 years, while the dynamic payback period is 30 years. Next, the benefit to cost ratio is 1.04, which indicates that the company is likely to generate profit since the value is greater than 1. This is assuming the discount rate and projected cash flows are accurate. The life cycle cost estimates the overall cost of the project, including initial and future costs over its lifetime. The LCC value is over 4 billion, which is below the total revenue of the project after tax. This demonstrates that the project is profitable, assuming everything goes according to plan and there are no problems encountered. The equivalent annual cost calculates the annual cost of project expenses over its lifetime. The EAC of the project is over 320 million. The company can determine whether costs can be budgeted and transferred over to other projects. The internal rate of return was calculated to be 7%. A higher IRR is more advantageous for the company as they can determine the discount rate required to generate profit. So we can expect the company to make profit over time.
Hi, my name is Kelvin, and my part will be talking about the risks and uncertainties analyzed. Firstly, we will consider the inflation part. We assume 2% is the inflation rate. Then, the NPV changed the value about 86%, which means the value of the NPV will increase in positive direction with a positive result. Secondly, we use the goal-seek method to analyze the risk activity. As we confirm, the more has the lowest weight, which means it's the most risky activity. Then, the list of apartment and the hospitality and the ticket will be the second and the third. Then, I use the second method, which calls sensitivity deviation, to analyze the data again. As the graphs show, we can see the blue line, which is the more activity, has the largest slope, which also means he's the most risky. Then, the list of apartment and hospitality and ticket will be the second and the third, as the first method showed. Then, as a result, based on all the data in the previous section, we can see there is a high economic outcome of the Dubai Creek Tower project. Therefore, it is a positive choice to keep doing with Emma Property Company. On the other hand, Project B doing nothing will be the negative choice to do. However, we need to control the cost, hence the higher value of EAC and LCC. The risk is also need to control based on the top 3 rank of the risk activity.
Construction work began on the Dubai Creek Tower in 2016. With the data that is available, it is found that 500,000 cubic meters of concrete and 18,000 tons of steel were used for the foundations. However, since the foundations was complete, work has been only minimally complete due to multiple reasons for delays. A reason for the delays occurring would probably be because of the Dubai Creek Tower being constructed in the middle of the pandemic, and that's the health emergency that prompted an indefinite postponement of this major work. However, with that being said, the financial valuation of the Dubai Creek Tower shows the huge financial potential, as well as based on the analysis of all financial activities such as investing activities, operating activities, and profitable activities. Upon completion, it is identified that the Dubai Creek Tower will be occupied by hotels, restaurants, and even residences throughout all 20 floors. And also, the antenna that will be placed on top of the tower is going to be used for broadcasting.
Hi, this is Preeti once again, and in this slide I would reflect about this subject as a whole and how it helped me understand about budgeting of the engineering projects. First of all, I learned how to identify and choose an engineering project to do a research. Later on, when I worked on the company's financial statements, I learned about the 5 major analysis that tells us if the company will sustain after taking up any engineering projects or non-engineering projects. Apart from that, I learned about the basics of the cash flow statements while helping out the teammates. And that's all from me for this slide. Thank you.
Overall, I gained a lot from this subject. Our group had difficulty initially finding a project that fit within the defined criteria and had enough financial information available. But after understanding more of the subject content, But after understanding more of the subject content, I realized you were able to make assumptions about a project's specific financials. As a result, we were able to expand our search to find a suitable project, even if it seemed to lack required financial information.
Analyze the financial evaluation of the project. One of the challenges I faced was analyzing the cash flow statements. I had to ask one of my team members, Kelvin, to assist me in analyzing the cash flow statements since he worked on providing the cash flow tables for our reports. He was able to call me on multiple occasions on Microsoft Teams to discuss the cash flow statements and provided recommendations on calculating the viability indicators, which helped me quite a lot. Overall, it was fun going through the process, and I learned a lot about how a company evaluates their finance for projects.
Thanks for listening.